Navigating the complex world of human attraction can often feel like trying to decode a secret language. While words can be carefully chosen, edited, or withheld, the human body possesses a subconscious mind of its own that struggles to hide genuine romantic fascination. When a man is deeply into you, his nervous system automatically takes over, triggering a series of involuntary physical adjustments, micro-expressions, and behavioral shifts that loudly broadcast his feelings without him uttering a single syllable. These silent signals are deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology and human biology, acting as a direct window into his true intentions. From the split-second lift of an eyebrow, when you walk into a room, to the instinctive alignment of his torso, these behaviors are natural, unscripted responses driven by a desire to build comfort, intimacy, and a lasting connection. Understanding these subtle, nonverbal cues is essential for anyone looking to read between the lines of daily social interactions. Men frequently mask their vulnerability with casual conversation, but their body language almost always tells the real story. By learning to identify these 15 distinct, silent indicators, such as subconscious mirroring, prolonged eye contact, protective gestures, and the deliberate elimination of digital distractions, you gain the ability to recognize genuine attraction before a formal confession ever takes place. Recognizing these signs not only saves you from the anxiety of guesswork, but also gives you the confidence to understand exactly where you stand in his eyes. Whether you are analyzing a budding workplace romance, a casual friendship that feels like it is evolving, or a first date filled with unspoken tension, looking out for these biological and behavioral green lights will reveal the hidden romantic interest hiding right in plain sight. 1. The dynamic eyebrow flash. When a man first spots someone he is genuinely attracted to, his eyebrows will subconsciously raise and lower in a fraction of a second. This micro-expression is an involuntary neurological response designed to open the eyes wider, allowing more visual information to enter. It signals instant recognition, curiosity, and immediate interest before his conscious mind even registers a greeting. While it happens in the blink of an eye, it serves as a powerful evolutionary green light that communicates warmth and approachability. Because it is completely unscripted, you cannot fake it, making it one of the most honest indicators of initial fascination. If you notice this quick, subtle lifting of the brow when you enter his line of sight, it proves that his brain is instantly triggered to pay close attention to you above everyone else in the room. 2. Subtle mirroring of your actions. When a guy is deeply into you, his brain activates mirror neurons that cause him to unconsciously copy your physical behaviors and posture. If you take a sip of your drink, lean back in your chair, or rest your chin on your hand, you will notice him doing the exact same thing moments later. This behavioral mimicry is nature's way of building a silent, harmonious rapport and establishing comfort between two people. It signifies that he is highly attuned to your presence and is trying to align his energy with yours to create a mutual bond. By matching your rhythm, gestures, and pacing, he is non-verbally communicating that you are both on the same wavelength. It is a profound psychological indicator of empathy, synchronized comfort, and deep romantic focus that happens entirely on a subconscious level. 3. Direction of his feet and torso. The human body naturally points toward what the heart desires, and a man's physical alignment is incredibly telling. Even if he is engaged in a conversation with someone else across the room, look closely at his lower body. If his feet, knees, and torso are angled directly toward you, it means you are the true focal point of his attention. Our feet are controlled by the subconscious limbic system, making them the most honest part of the body when it comes to expressing true attraction or a desire to escape. When his entire frame faces you, he is opening up his personal space, signaling that he is fully invested, highly receptive, and entirely available to you. Conversely, turned away feet suggest detachment, but a direct, square stance proves you hold his complete and undivided romantic interest. 4. Proximity and closing the distance. A man who is attracted to you will consistently find subtle, creative excuses to enter your personal bubble and close the physical gap between you. Whether he chooses a seat right next to you in a crowded room, leans over slightly closer than necessary to hear you speak, or walks closely by your side, he is testing your comfort boundaries. This natural magnetic pull is driven by a deep desire for intimacy and physical connection. He wants to feel your presence, warmth and energy closer to him, often without even realizing he is doing it. If he remains comfortable standing within your personal zone rather than stepping back, it indicates a high level of security and mutual attraction. This proactive reduction of physical space is a classic, undeniable silent signal that he wants to be much more than just a distant acquaintance. 5. The lingering soft touch. Physical contact is a massive breakthrough in romantic attraction, and a guy who likes you will initiate brief, accidental on purpose touches that linger just a second too long. This could manifest as a gentle brush of his hand against your arm, while emphasizing a point, a soft touch on the small of your back as he guides you through a doorway, or an extended handshake. These touches are deliberate attempts to break the physical barrier and gauge your reaction to his closeness. The key element is the duration. The contact is never rushed, holding a distinct tenderness that normal friendly gestures lack. If his hand stays in contact with your skin or clothing, just a moment longer than strictly necessary, he is silently communicating a deep desire for physical intimacy, affection, and reassurance of your mutual feelings. 6. Prolonged eye contact, followed by a look away. When a man is attracted to you, his eyes will naturally lock onto yours for a few seconds, longer than normal social etiquette dictates. This extended gaze creates an instant spike in emotional intimacy and psychological arousal. However, the true magic of this signal lies in what happens right after the connection is made. Realizing he might have revealed too much intensity, he will suddenly look down or glance away with a subtle, self-conscious smile. This classic catch and release visual pattern is a clear mixture of genuine fascination and vulnerable nervousness. He wants to look at you because he finds you incredibly captivating, but he quickly breaks the gaze to avoid appearing overly aggressive or intense. This involuntary hesitation proves that your presence genuinely affects his composure, making it a definitive sign of romantic interest. 7. Pupil dilation during conversation. The eyes are the ultimate windows to a person's true intentions because the pupils cannot be consciously controlled. When a guy is looking at someone he finds highly attractive or intriguing, his sympathetic nervous system instantly kicks into high gear. This biological surge triggers his pupils to dilate significantly, expanding wide even in a well-lit or bright room. This physiological reaction happens because the brain wants to take in as much visual detail as possible of the appealing target in front of him. When you are chatting with him, take a quick glance at his eyes. If his pupils look like large dark saucers, it is an absolute dead giveaway of deep biochemical attraction. He cannot fake this response, making it one of the most honest, scientifically proven indicators that he is completely mesmerized by you. 8. Protective subconscious gestures. An attracted man will naturally tap into his primal instincts to offer subtle forms of protection and comfort when he is around you. You will notice this when he automatically places himself between you and a crowded street, or when he places a supportive hand near your back while navigating a chaotic environment. He might also offer you his jacket the very second the temperature drops, showing that your physical comfort is his top priority. These actions are driven by a subconscious desire to prove his capability as a supportive and reliable partner. He wants you to feel completely safe, secure, and cared for in his presence. If he constantly monitors your surroundings and adjusts his behavior to shield you from minor discomforts, he is loudly broadcasting his deep, protective romantic feelings without saying a single word. 9. Deepening or changing his vocal tone. A man's voice undergoes a distinct psychological transformation when he speaks to a woman he deeply desires. Without even realizing it, his vocal pitch will naturally drop to a lower, deeper, and more resonant frequency. This acoustic shift is tied to a subconscious surge in testosterone, designed to project masculinity, maturity, and authority. At the same time, the overall pacing of his speech might slow down, becoming softer and more intimate to create a private bubble just for the two of you. He alters his voice to stand out from the crowd and to capture your undivided attention. If you notice that he speaks to you with a completely different, warmer cadence than he uses with his everyday friends or colleagues, he is actively trying to charm you on a biological level. 10. Fixing his appearance when you walk in. The moment you enter a room, an attracted guy will immediately perform a series of rapid, subconscious grooming behaviors known as preening. He will instantly sit up straighter to maximize his height, smooth down his clothes, run a hand through his hair, or adjust his collar. This is an involuntary reflex driven by the sudden desire to look his absolute best in your eyes. His brain registers your presence and immediately triggers a wave of self-awareness regarding his physical presentation. It is a subtle display of vulnerability, proving that your opinion of his looks matters immensely to him. If you consistently catch him fixing his appearance or adjusting his style, the exact second he notices you approaching, you can be entirely certain that he is highly invested in making a stellar impression. 11. Remembering minute details from past conversations. When a guy is genuinely into you, he listens to you with intense, focused concentration rather than just casual interest. Weeks after an interaction, he will effortlessly bring up a tiny detail you mentioned in passing, such as your favorite childhood candy, the specific name of your pet, or a random hobby you want to try. This happens because your words hold massive emotional weight for him, causing his brain to store your comments in his long-term memory. While most people forget trivial daily chatter, an attracted man cherishes every piece of information you share because he wants to understand your world. This high-level mental retention proves that you have his undivided attention, showing that he values your thoughts deeply and is actively looking for ways to surprise, impress, and connect with you on a meaningful level. 12. Nervous fidgeting or preening behaviors. An attracted man will often experience a sudden spike in nervous energy and adrenaline whenever you are nearby. To cope with this internal excitement, his body will resort to subtle, repetitive fidgeting and preening habits. You might notice him constantly adjusting his watch, playing with his keys, spinning his phone on the table, or repeatedly smoothing down his shirt. These restless movements are clear, outward signs of a racing heart and a desire to appear perfectly composed in front of you. He is incredibly anxious about making a mistake or saying the wrong thing, which causes his body to release that tension through minor, uncontrolled physical tics. If he seems a bit restless or unusually self-conscious with his hands while talking to you, it is a sure sign that your presence completely disrupts his usual cool demeanor. 13. Leaning in closely when you speak. Physical inclination is a powerful, direct indicator of emotional and psychological interest. When you begin talking, an attracted guy will instinctively tilt his head and lean, his entire upper body closer toward you, even in a perfectly quiet room where hearing you is not an issue. By decreasing the physical distance, he is subconsciously blocking out the rest of the world to create an exclusive, intimate sanctuary for just the two of you. This movement shows that he is completely captivated by your words and wants to catch every single inflection of your voice. It also allows him to enter your personal space in a non-threatening, natural manner. If he regularly arches his torso forward to minimize the gap between your faces, he is showing a strong, undeniable desire to be as close to you as possible. 14. Laughing at your jokes. Even when they aren't funny, humor is a cornerstone of romantic attraction, and a man who likes you will be incredibly responsive to your wit. You will find that he is always the very first person to laugh at your jokes, smiles broadly at your sarcastic remarks, and chuckles even when a punchline completely falls flat. This enthusiastic reaction is a subconscious mechanism designed to make you feel comfortable, validated, and happy in his presence. His brain is already flooded with feel-good chemicals just by looking at you, which sets his sense of humor on a hair trigger. He wants to build a positive, joyful vibe between you two and show that he finds your personality absolutely delightful. If he consistently rewards your jokes with genuine, glowing laughter, he is silently signaling that your unique sense of humor is his favorite thing. 15. He minimizes distractions and puts his phone away. In today's highly digital world, a person's undivided attention is the ultimate romantic currency. When a guy is truly into you, his smartphone and the rest of the room completely ceases to exist. The very moment you sit down together, he will actively flip his phone face down on the table, slide it deep into his pocket, or ignore incoming notifications entirely. By deliberately cutting off outside digital distractions, he is non-verbally communicating that nothing and no one is more important than the woman sitting right in front of him. He is choosing to invest 100% of his mental and visual energy into your conversation, making you his absolute priority. This respectful, focused behavior is a massive silent indicator of high respect, deep fascination, and a strong desire to build a genuine, uninterrupted connection with you.